salespeople get paid, why wholesalers get paid, why internal people get paid, is because you have the ability to transfer a feeling. And until that feeling is transferred, there is no sale. And if we could just sell, products would just sell themselves, let's just put it on the internet and walk away from it. Great quote by D.H. Murray. He said, until one is committed, there's hesitancy, the chance to draw back. Always ineffectiveness. Concerning all acts of initiative and creation, there exists one elementary truth, the ignorance of which kills countless ideas and splendid plans. That the moment one commits oneself, then providence moves too. He goes on, a whole stream of events issues from the decision to make a commitment, raising into its favor all manner of incidents and meetings and material assistance, which no man could have dreamt would have come his way. In other words, when we make a commitment here and we make a commitment here to whatever it is, business, personal, whatever it is, it happens out there and we can't even say how it's going to happen. In fact, if you look at those three names I asked you to write down, you probably didn't actually even do something to get them, they just happened. A large portion of your money is coming from a small portion of the advisors that are in your territory. That's an important fact to keep in mind. So to get lift, so here's what I find at the Wholesaler Institute, that the average wholesaler, regardless of how good they are making almost all of their money from about 20 to 30 of their clients. That's an incredibly small number of people. Well, you got 1,400 advisors in your territory, and all these numbers are bandied about, and it always comes down to 20 or 30. So what does it mean for you to make 50% more in sales next month? It means that you need to bring on one significant advisor a month. When you start out with a new product, you know the 4 Ps of marketing? Please do business with me. How many times do you call on somebody and they're not doing business with you? And the question is very simple. What are they worth? Because if they're one of these top guys, how many times you call? Till they die. It's simple. It's a simple answer. And so how do they make the decision? If the products are the same, if it's a commoditized product world, then the difference becomes what? You. You become the difference. And I'll give you something a little deeper right now. How they feel about you becomes the difference. Let me say that again. How they feel about you becomes the difference. Because people buy for emotional reasons and are justified with logic. I'll say it again. People buy for emotional reasons and justify with logic. And so my question is simple. What are you in training with every day? Who are you in training with? What thoughts are you putting into your mind? What people are you hanging out with? What coaches do you have in your life? What's influencing every single day? What books are you reading? What movies are you watching? She said, Mary. I said, Mary, if I had a board, it was this wide, it was a couple 100 feet long, this thick, if I laid it on the floor, how much would I have to give you to walk across the board? And she said, probably nothing, I would just walk across. I said, terrific. I said, I'm going to take the same board this wide, this thick, a couple 100 feet long, I'm going to raise it about 3-4 feet. How much money would I have to give you? She got cute, she said, give me $20. Like it wasn't a big deal. I said, I'm going to take the same board this wide, this thick. I'm going to stretch it across Niagara Falls. You're at one end, I'm at the other. How much money would I have to give you to walk across the board? I said, well, 2,000. No. I said, 20,000. I said, 2 million. She goes, Paul, I'm not going to walk across that board for all the money in the world. I said, okay, I'm at one end, you're at the other. I said, do you have any kids? She said, you have 2, 5-year-old and a 3-year-old. I say, I'm on one end, I'm holding one of your kids by the legs like this. I say to you, Mary, if you don't walk across the board right now, I let go of the kid. Now, what would you do? She said, she thought, she looked, she said, depends which kid. And then this word mission comes into play. It's hard to get around it. It's hard to get around it. There are three bricklayers out in the hot sun on an August day, and a man walked up to the three bricklayers, and he looked at them. And he asked the first bricklayer, "What are you doing?" And the bricklayer looked up, and he had a sweaty face, and it was dirty, and had a scowl on his face. He looked up, he said, "I'm making $20 an hour. What do you think I'm doing?" And he asked the next bricklayer, "What are you doing?" And the bricklayer looked up, and he had a dirty face, and he had a scowl on his face, and he was sweating in the hot sun. And he looked up, he said, "I'm laying bricks. What the hell you think I'm doing?" And he asked the next bricklayer, "What are you doing?" And this bricklayer looked up, and he was sweaty, and he was dirty, but he had a big grin on his face. And he said, "I'm building a cathedral." So it doesn't matter what we do. It's what we instill in what we do. It's the purpose that we give what we do its meaning.